Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Uzcategui. I'm the co-founder of Tissue Online North America. I'm here with Hector Hurtado, who is our new partner in Tissue Online Latin America, which has opened about 15 days ago. Hector, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing great. And for all of those of you listening and watching, this is a new segment we're trying. We're calling it Tissue Link Americas. So we're producing this content in Spanish, Portuguese, and English. So what basically will be happening is we're going to bring you some news that has happened within the past month. And every month we're going to give you a summary of that news and just bring up the latest topics in North America, South America, and see how they connect. And what we're basically wanting to do is bring you the highlights and in a 5 to 10 minute shot. This will be available in podcast, video, and script as well. So all of you can enjoy and hopefully see a benefit in the news. So we'll see how this goes, and I appreciate Hector for taking the time to share his news for Latin America. So I'll just start with a couple of highlights from North America within the past month. Tissue Online North America has posted some news in the recent and just within the past week related to a possible shortage of containers. This obviously will be affecting the way we do business in North America. The unavailability of containers will just increase costs, and hopefully that situation resolves itself quickly. But what we posted on the news basically was that the Asian countries have been taking a lot of those containers and willing to pay a higher price for them, right, which will affect the way we do business here in North America. And what we've been discussing in the other formats is maybe that'll help us find ways to source some of these materials locally. I know here in North America, we source some of our pulp from other countries, and we also bring in jumbo rolls from other countries. All this adds cost to shipping containers and the scarcity of the containers themselves. So that's an interesting news. We're going to keep an eye on that. We recently within the past month, if you would go to any supermarket, you can see that the shelves are beginning to get stocked up again. And you're seeing some of the clearance aisles in these supermarkets now with product that was brought in to help with the scarcity back a year ago. And you're seeing high discounted prices on these materials. You're seeing the bamboo toilet paper. You're seeing the toilet paper that was brought in from South America and Latin America. The American consumer is not as familiar with these products, and they are now being discounted. And the main players, the main products are beginning to pop up again, and people are willing to pay the higher price for the familiarity of the product and the comfort level that brings. So we'll keep an eye on that news. The other news that I wanted to share was the constant war between the hand dryer in the bathroom and the paper towel in the bathroom. We just published another story about that last week, and it received that was probably our top watch news for the month. And within a week, it really jumped up, and a lot of people were keeping an eye on it. So that's the war we're going to keep seeing. We've seen it for years. We're going to see it for years to come. So what is the most hygienic solution, right? Is it the paper towel? It's gets your hands dry very quick, very fast, 1 or 2 sheets and you're done? Or is it the hand dryer that blows air very fast and very quickly? And also, it leaves water on the ground. If you don't have the receiver at the bottom of that hand dryer, you're seeing water all over the place and spread all over the place. So the article that we published last week, it makes the claim that paper towel is the most hygienic. So we'll also keep an eye on that. We are seeing at restaurants and bars, those places now giving you the option. You can decide, do you want to use a hand dryer or do you want to use a paper towel? Whereas before, you had one or the other. So I think now with the pandemic, it really has opened up the market for the paper towel user to at least give you the option to see what you would like to use to be the most hygienic when you are visiting those places. And lastly, the away from home market. I think there's some encouraging news there for the away from home market. We are seeing the number of daily vaccinations throughout the country increasing per day. The number of COVID cases declining per day, which is encouraging news. And I know with Major League Baseball opening up here soon, they've announced at many of the stadiums, they're allowing capacity, at least 25% capacity at all these places. All this news and all of the number of vaccinations will only help the public confidence to get back out there. Do it safely, right? But you are being permitted to return to these places, stadiums, hopefully concerts follows, and all these other things. So the away from home producers should be encouraged. I think there are some encouraging news for them there. And all the suppliers that feed those production facilities should also be encouraged and look forward to seeing some of that market open up again. So Hector, that's all I have for North America. I think our listeners would like to at least know a little bit about what's happening in Latin America. A lot of the North American producers feel the effects of Latin America and vice versa. So I think they're both very connected. So if you wouldn't mind sharing a couple of the highlights from Latin America for the past month.
Of course. Thank you, Brian. And going back to the first topic that you discussed is the lack of shortage of ocean containers at the moment.
Yeah.
And obviously that being driven by the Chinese exporters at the moment that are willing to pay sometimes 5, 6, 8 times the cost of bringing that container back to their mainland so they can fill it up with more goods and send it back to the Western world, to buy their goods.
Sure.
And that's been affecting, for example, Suzano in Brazil, one of the largest pulp producer in South America. They saw a sharp decline of their export of pulp in March because of that. They didn't have enough containers. They couldn't find or source enough containers to export their products. And what we see with that is that some of the paper makers in the world, those that have obviously paper machines, they cannot get this pulp to make the raw material.
Yeah.
And then if they cannot make the raw material, then the independent converters that buy the jumbo rolls, they will be affected.
Yeah, supply and demand.
And at the end of the day, us as consumers, we cannot find those finished products on the shelves. So that might create a little bit of a shortage in the near term. Hopefully not. We'll see how that plays out. But for the time being, a lot of companies in the tissue industry are looking at this very closely. Shortage of containers, how they're going to supply their existing clients. So we're running into a big shortage like last year. So that's something that is not only affecting North America, but obviously Latin America and the rest of the world. I would say.
Sure.
On a more positive note, we've seen in the region the use of what we call clean energy. And a couple of examples that we can cite is Kimberly-Clark in Colombia. They have started using electric vehicles to distribute their products. And obviously they want to reduce their footprint in terms of emissions in the country, and this is an initiative that they have started in Colombia. We'll see if that goes to the other countries in which they operate, but something that we published on Tissue Online Latinoamérica this month. And on a larger scale, we saw that Alas Doradas, one of the main producers of toilet paper and kitchen towels and napkins in Central America, they made an investment to install about 9,400 solar panels in their factory to create electric energy using solar energy, right?
Yeah.
And that will create a 5 megawatts peak. So that translates more or less to the equivalent of the energy that 2,000 homes consume in a year, or about 1,100 vehicles on the road. So this shows you that some of these companies are looking for alternatives to generate their energy and make it cleaner. And even though we have seen a really strong push on the automotive industry to go electric in the next 5, 10, 20 years, maybe we can see that on the manufacturing scale as well. For our tissue players,
I think that trend's going to continue. As we see the bigger players start to enter that space and make that more prevalent, and they see the return on investment on it, that's going to spread. That'll continue to spread.
And going back to the topic that you were talking last is how the economy, especially in North America, it's going a little bit back to normal. People are traveling more, businesses are opening more, and as you mentioned, the away from home market eventually will pick up as we have sporting events, entertainment, anything public related will have more traffic. But for example, if you see one of the major airlines in the US or in the world, rather American Airlines, they already planned by May to have all the airplanes operating full scale. Even though they have reduced their fleet of airplanes, they have taken some of the not so efficient in terms of fuel out of operation, and they have taken some of the larger airplanes away, but they do expect to have their existing fleet, all of it, operational by May. Wow. And that will probably bump our away from home market in North America, and maybe towards Latin America too, as travel resumes even more so. So that's something that is encouraging for the industry as a whole, for all of us. And obviously with more vaccinations and more people, being able to have access to it, that will definitely put a positive mark on our industry. So, and lastly, obviously Tissue Online Latinoamérica, it has been live for the last 15 days. And we're very thankful for the feedback and all the subscribers that have signed up to receive our news, our newsletter, and obviously these sort of interviews that we do. And we look forward to them to follow us, and for new subscribers to come and join us. And those companies that would like to advertise any sort of news or products on our portal, more than welcome to come and contact us. So, but we're really excited about it. And if we see our followers and hits on our website on Google Analytics, it's been really on the uptrend the last 2 weeks. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, for only being around 2 weeks, it's very encouraging. And I think for those of you in North America that would like to promote your products in Latin America, you don't have to worry about the language barrier. We do translation for your news and for your press releases. If you have someone in your organization that speaks Spanish that you want to be focused in an interview, or you want to be the topic of an interview, please contact us. We handle all the translation. Like we said, we have a journalist that does all this in Spanish for you. So don't be shy, contact us. So basically that's the format for today. This Tissue Link Americas is just going to bring us together and bring the news from around the continent, really, South America and North America. So if you have any suggestions, any tips that you would like to know or read about, or you would like your news featured on our website, contact us. Let us know what you would like us for us to share every month on this format. So thanks again, everybody. Appreciate your time. Please look forward to more of this, and keep going online, visiting Tissue Online North America. And thank you, Hector, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.